If you want to make your home safer, you do not need to spend thousands on a high-end security system. In 2025, outdoor security cameras have become one of the most affordable and effective ways to protect your property. The problem? The market is a minefield of overblown claims, flashy smart features, and, of course, those sneaky subscription fees. Some cameras promise crystal clear footage in total darkness. Others claim to last a year on a single charge. And a few seem like they have not been updated since the early 2000s. So in this video, we are cutting through the hype and looking at 5 of the best outdoor security cameras you can buy right now, what they actually do well, where they fall short, and which one is worth your money. And we are starting with a camera that has quietly been building a reputation for punching way above its price tag. The TP-Link Tapo C 325WB. Most security cameras these days treat night vision as an afterthought. You get a black and white image, maybe with a few ghostly infrared reflections, and you hope that if something happens, you can at least tell if it was a raccoon or your neighbor's teenager. The TP-Link Tapo C 325WB takes a very different approach. It is wired, which means it does not have to ration power like a battery camera. And TP-Link uses that advantage to drive a much larger image sensor and an unusually bright f1 zero lens. The result is something they call Color Pro Night Vision, which is not just a marketing term. It can capture full color video in very low light without turning on a single floodlight if you want to see the actual color of a car or the pattern on someone's jacket at 2 in the morning. This camera can do it. During the day, you get a crisp 2688 by 1520 pixel image, which puts it in the 2K resolution class. Motion detection is handled by built-in artificial intelligence that can tell the difference between people, vehicles, and pets. And unlike many brands, TP-Link does not hide those features behind a paid subscription. You can store clips locally with a micro SD card up to a frankly ridiculous 512 gigabytes, which means you can record weeks of footage without ever touching the cloud. Of course, the trade-off is that this is not a wire-free camera. You will need to run power to it. And that means thinking about where you mount it before you fall in love with the idea. But if you are okay with that, you get rock solid reliability, no battery maintenance, and some of the best low light footage in the game. It is the kind of camera that does not just show you what happened, it makes you wish all your cameras looked this good. If the TP-Link Tapo is the set it up once and marvel at the image quality type, the Blink Outdoor 4 is more of the stick it anywhere and forget about it camera. And I mean that literally. Blink's big selling point has always been battery life measured in months, not days. The Outdoor 4 keeps that tradition alive, promising up to 2 years on a pair of AA lithium batteries if you keep motion events reasonable. The beauty here is simplicity. There are no wires, no drilling for power cables, just a compact, weather-resistant little camera that connects over Wi-Fi and starts watching. Mount it on a fence, tuck it under an eave, even hide it in a birdhouse if you want to get creative. Now, the Blink Outdoor 4 is not here to win a resolution contest. It is a straight-up 1080p camera. But the new generation brings improved motion detection and better image clarity than the Outdoor 3, especially in low light. It still switches to infrared night vision, so you are not getting full color after dark, but the detail is enough to recognize faces and see what is going on. There is a catch though, and it is a common one in 2025. Features like person detection and cloud recording require a Blink subscription. Without it, you still get live view and motion alerts, but clips will only be stored locally if you buy the separate Blink Sync module and attach a USB drive. So who is this for? Honestly, if you want coverage in places you cannot easily run power, or you just want something you can put up in 5 minutes without a trip to the hardware store, the Blink Outdoor 4 is a solid choice. It is not the flashiest, but for set and forget security on a budget, it does exactly what it says on the box. And it will keep doing it long after your other gadgets have died or begged for a recharge. If the Blink Outdoor 4 is all about battery-powered convenience, the Wyze Cam V4 takes the opposite route. Plug it in, and you get a lot more camera for your money. This is the definition of a budget overachiever. For starters, it records in 2.5K resolution, 2560 by 1440 pixels, so you are already getting more detail than most cameras in its price range. That extra clarity can make a big difference if you need to zoom in on a recording to read a license plate or confirm exactly which neighbor's dog keeps visiting your lawn. It also comes with a built-in spotlight and siren, which means it can actively deter unwanted visitors rather than just passively record them. When the spotlight kicks on at night, you get full color night vision, not the flat black and white you see from most infrared cameras. One of the biggest advantages here is local storage. Pop in a micro SD card, Wyze supports continuous 24/7 recording, and you can have a rolling archive of your footage without paying a monthly fee. If you want artificial intelligence features like person, vehicle, or package detection, you can add Wyze's subscription, but it is not required for the basics. There are a couple of limitations. It is wired, so you will need to run power to wherever you mount it, and it only connects to 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi, which can be a drawback if your network is crowded or you wanted to use 5 gigahertz for less interference. But at this price, those trade-offs are easy to accept. The Wyze Cam V4 is for people who do not mind a little cable management and want the best picture quality and features they can get for the least amount of money. It is like finding a discount airline that somehow gives you first-class seats, as long as you bring your own snacks and run your own power cord. The Arlo Essential 2K sits right in the middle ground between the wired workhorses and the stripped-down battery cameras. It is wire-free, but unlike many battery-powered models, it delivers a sharp 2000 by 1200 pixel image. That extra detail really does help when you are trying to make out a face at the end of a driveway. Design-wise, it is sleek and unobtrusive, the kind of camera you can put on the front of your house without making it look like you are guarding a military base. Installation is straightforward. Mount the bracket, snap the camera in, connect it to Wi-Fi, and you are off. Because it is battery-powered, you can place it just about anywhere, and if you pair it with Arlo's solar panel accessory, you might not have to take it down for charging at all. One of its standout features is deterrence. You get an integrated spotlight that can bathe an area in light when motion is detected, and a built-in siren you can trigger manually or automatically. At night, that spotlight also enables full-color night vision, which is far more useful for identification than the usual grayscale infrared footage. Now, like a lot of cameras in this category, the Arlo Essential 2K works best with a subscription. Without one, you can still get live streaming and basic notifications, but the smart alerts, things like distinguishing between people, packages, and vehicles, are part of the Arlo Secure plan, along with cloud video history. The good news is that if you already use Apple Home, the camera can integrate through an Arlo Smart Hub, giving you another way to store and access footage. The Essential 2K is aimed at people who want better than 1080p detail without giving up the flexibility of a battery-powered setup. It is not the cheapest, but it strikes a nice balance between image quality, deterrence, and convenience. Basically the Goldilocks of wire-free security cameras. If you are looking for a camera that does not just record trouble, but actively scares it away, the Ring Spotlight Cam Plus is probably the one you have in mind. This is Ring leaning all the way into deterrence. 2 large motion-activated LED spotlights that flip on the moment something moves, a built-in siren you can trigger with a tap in the app, and a bold, unmistakable presence on your wall that says, "Yes, I am watching." It records in full high definition, 1080 by 1920 pixels, with high dynamic range for better detail in bright and shadowy areas, while it is not chasing 2K or 4K resolution numbers. The footage is clean and consistent, and when those spotlights come on at night, you get full color video that is much easier to work with than standard black and white infrared. Ring sells it in multiple power options: battery, plug-in, or solar. The battery models are easy to mount anywhere, and the batteries are swappable, so you can keep a spare charged and ready to go. If you go the solar route, you might avoid manual charging altogether. The real selling point, though, is Ring's ecosystem. If you already have a Ring doorbell, chime, or alarm system, the Spotlight Cam Plus slots right in. You will get motion alerts, two-way talk, and live view for free, but like most cameras these days, you will want Ring's subscription if you need cloud recording and the ability to review past events. The Spotlight Cam Plus is for people who care as much about stopping an intruder in their tracks as they do about collecting video evidence. It is a camera that announces itself loudly, both in light and in sound, and sometimes that is exactly the message you want to send. If you found this video helpful, please go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps me out, and if you want more straightforward tech reviews, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next one.